With the anniversary of Sparking Zero coming up, there's been a lot of new things that have been added to this game that have made it somewhat better. We've got some new DLCs, we've gotten a new map, but there's still room for improvement. As this game is coming up to a year old, I feel like there's been a lot left on the table. And maybe some ideas from you guys can help as well to help push things forward. But anyway, let's get straight into the video because we've got a lot of things to talk about. It's about to get diplomatic. Right, guys, so we're going to be talking about how to improve Sparking Zero. And I think this video has kind of been in the works for a minute because I feel like a lot of people are just complaining about the game and they're not really being constructive about it. Now, I understand there's a lot of people who don't like this game, especially since release. A lot of people feel like it's died, it's not hitting the mark as it should do or as it should have been. But I still enjoy this game personally. I've definitely had a lot of fun with it. Now, if we're talking offline modes and things that need to be done and certain things need to be added and whatnot, then of course I am all for the criticisms, right? But I think to sit here and be like, oh, it's a bad game, and then you haven't really given much hours into the game, so it's like kind of like you're saying, well, then what was the point of you getting it? It can't just be based off nostalgia. And I think that's what's happened to Sparking Zero. People have gotten this based off nostalgia and it just doesn't hit the same. And I'm thinking, yeah, don't get me wrong, I love Sparking Zero for the nostalgic effect, but I also love it for there's new stuff that they've added. Like a lot of the stuff that they could have added into this game from the older Budokais, it's not going to hit the same as Sparking Zero, especially online stuff. So let's just get straight into it anyway. We're going to start with offline and then we're going to go into the online modes, right? And even other stuff as well that I think they could add to the game. First is a gauntlet. So a gauntlet, you guys know what a gauntlet is. I don't really have to explain too much of it, but basically I feel like you should be able to use your favorite characters or the game picks it for you and you go for about, let's say 5 to 10 rounds of that. And I think a gauntlet kind of helps, it definitely helps you face off with difficult characters, and obviously the CPU, just like Legendary Warrior Face Off, the CPU for that is nuts, especially if you're going from beginner to intermediate to advanced, right? It's going completely nuts. So I think a gauntlet would make sense for offline mode, and I'm surprised they didn't really add something like that into it beforehand, and they should have done that because I feel like this game has the characters for that, so it would have made sense to do so, right? Next, we're going to talk about is Legendary Warrior Face Off. Now, that's already a mode in this game, but what I don't like is that it comes in every season and then it goes just like that within a few weeks or so. And I'm thinking like this mode should stay. I personally think this mode should stay, and also we need more characters to choose from. Right now, guys, if you're someone who hasn't played Legendary Warrior Face Off, I would advise you to do so because I'm telling you, when you play advanced, I'm telling you, the difficulty for that is completely nuts. It definitely tests your patience, it definitely tests you on the game, but it also gives you new strategies to come up with as well. So I would say just try and give it a shot. And I think Bandai Namco needs to come up with some more characters, because there's loads of legendary characters in Sparking Zero already. Why can't there be more? And they've already done Broly, they've done Whis, they've done Beerus, now they're doing Frieza. I'm thinking there should be a whole bunch more of characters you can pick from and on any level. That's what it should be, right? And I personally think, a lot of people don't like Legendary Warrior Face Off. I personally like it. I think it's a good addition, but again, we need more. Next is combo building. Now, how this works is that there should be a detailed mode for players to get better. Whether it's fun or straight to the point, there should be a way to help and break down combos, right? Because this game is really good. Like when you understand certain movesets, you're going to enjoy this game, especially online, right? When you're facing against actual people, right? But the problem is that there's no way to really tell if you're doing the right type of combos or if you're really learning the character's moves, right? Because a lot of the times you feel like you're hitting the same moves, you're spamming the same moves, and that's what it should be. Luckily, I've put enough hours into the game, guys, to learn different combos and movesets, right? So I've definitely switched it up from when I first started to now. But combo building is something that's important in every fighting game, and I don't see why Sparking Zero is any different to not having particular modes like that. You know, like I said, it could be fun, or it could just be straight to the point where, you know, people can really understand it, especially for the newcomers. The newcomers can really get to know like certain moves and certain like different dodges or attacks, or how to like, you know, even instant transmission, things like that. It should be simple, but then this also should be an advanced mode. That's something Sparking Zero has lacked with, and I think that's where, you know, again, the first three Budokai Tenkaichis kind of understand where, like, okay, this is what you gotta do for combo building, because those games explained it, this one didn't. That's why I could be like, okay, fair enough. I can see why some not necessarily like, you know, the combos, because the combos, that's again, it's the whole purpose of a fighting game, right? Whole purpose. Next, we have online. Now, online is different because, you know, again, it's all down to people's connections and things like that. So again, you know, you know how it is online. Because like online, sometimes, guys, people's connections isn't great, frequencies, whatever, right? Whatever the case may be. But let's just talk about it, right? Now, there was an idea that I thought of, but it could work and it couldn't work. Tag team matches. Tag team matches, I think, are pretty good. It's either 2v2 or 4v4. It's one player at a time, and, you know, basically the best of a certain amount of rounds wins, right? Yeah. So let's say if you're doing 2v2, it should literally be, you know, the best of it should be the best of two or best of three, whatever the case may be, right? Yeah. So depending on how you fight, that's how you get to fight in the finals, for example, between two people, for example. I do think you could do, you know, 4 players. 4 players should be enough. But I feel like if you was to do it like in a way where 4 players are tag teaming each other at the same time, like kind of like how Xenoverse was, it's gonna be like a Super Smash Bros. Collision of things, and it might not work. You know what I mean? So especially with Sparking Zero, like all the key blasts, blasts just flying everywhere and whatnot, it could work like that. You never know. But I just feel like it's gonna be so much on one screen, and it's just like, nah, let's just keep it simple, right? Next, we're gonna talk about esports. Now, obviously, esports is something that we all want for Sparking Zero, and we want to see Sparking Zero at Evo. That has to be at Evo at some point. I'm sure that's probably gonna be in the works at some point. But again, when you look at Tekken, Street Fighter, they're already ahead of the curve. They've been, since Street Fighter 6 came out, Tekken 8 came out on release, within the first 2 months, Evo. they're already gearing up for Evo. People are already like competing, because right now I feel like we've seen the best of people on this game, but at the same time we've not seen them in a tournament or anything like that. So we do need for the tournament to kind of like, just to see who's the best, who's actually really the best and whatnot, with certain rules and stuff like that. So hopefully we can actually see that at some point. We need this game to be at Evo. I personally think it needs to be there, and it's already been a year and it's not been there, right? Now let's get into the other stuff, right? The other simple stuff that I personally think is simple, but again, that's not, you know, Bandai Namco, it might not be simple to them, obviously, right? Customization for characters, clothing, hairstyles, like all of that stuff, right? We need different customizations with characters. That's been a thing that a lot of people have been asking for, and even I agree with that. Like, we need to see more customization with characters. Like, I've seen mods doing the most for this game in terms of customization, in terms of characters' dresses, their clothing, how they look. You know, like, it makes sense that we need more customizations, and we do have some good stuff. But then we're like, hold on a minute, we do need more though. We need more clothing. We need more, like, you know, hairstyles, even if be like whatever the case may be, right? We just want more customization with characters. That's what a lot of people been asking for. Now, new stages. There have been some new stages. There have been, well, one new stage, which is part of the new DLC that just came out. But again, we need more of that. And also, we need better music. I don't think the music in Sparking Zero hits the nail on the coffin for me. Like, I don't think it does. I don't think it does at all. Like, I think the music is, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. Like, I still go back to, you know, Budokai Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3, or even Ranger Blast 1 and 2, and the music is popping. It is popping off. That's what we need. Alright, and if you guys noticed in my past Sparking Zero videos, I don't even use the music. The music I use is I won't even to say the game's name actually, but you guys will just have to figure out. If you're an OG and you played this game before back in 2012, you will know what music I use. But yeah, anyway, I think that's pretty much it. I think I've covered everything I need to say. Like, I'm not one of these people that are complaining about, oh, you know, that saying this game is bad and all this and that, whatever. No, I think this game is really good. I think it's a really good fighting game. I wanted to see it be more expanded. I want the expansion to be so much more for this game. And I'm just tired of people saying it's bad because X, Y, Z, but we do need more offline modes. Also, guys, let me know what your ideas are, because I'm sure some of you guys have some good ideas for offline modes, online modes, whatever the case may be, customization, stages, music, whatever the case may be, right? Just let me know in the comment section on how you feel, yeah? But as the video is coming to a close, guys, it is going to be the 1 year anniversary soon for Sparking Zero, so maybe they have something cooked up for that. But don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. I'm gone. Peace.